Hi, my name is Jeff, and I'm a speech and language therapist from Speeches. Today, I want to provide you with an overview of what Colourful Semantics is and how to use it with children who have got language difficulties. I received Alison Bryan's full Colourful Semantics training in a previous speech and language role that I have done, and I had a lot of experience subsequently in using it with children, both in clinic and in school. So let's get started.
So, first and foremost, I just want to say a big thanks to Wai Sang. He's a colleague of mine who has done a really excellent job in putting together this resource here that I'm using for Colourful Semantics. He has prepared all of this, so thanks, Wai. So, what is Colourful Semantics? Well, Colourful Semantics is a visual technique that helps the children construct sentences and expand their language through colour. So, the children that will benefit from this intervention are children who have difficulties in word structures when constructing and ordering a sentence, so they muddle up the sentence. Children that are visual learners and need to understand the sentence structure by using colour to support their understanding, and ones that are in need of expanding their language further. Colourful Semantics works by using a specific colour for each part of a sentence. So, for example, the subject, who, is orange. The verb, what they're doing, is yellow. The object, what, is green. And the preposition, where, the location, is blue. So the aim of this is that as the children learn the different sentence structure sequences, the visual colour is then reduced to highlighting or underlining the text. So for instance, the girl is cutting the cake in the kitchen. Colourful semantics can also be used to support understanding of WH questions: who, what, where, how, and why, but we'll get onto that later.
I just wanted to very quickly mention that the resource that is on our website is for individual use only. So please do not share, copy, claim as your own, or post online on a public website. All of the images on there are subject to copyright too. All symbols used in the resource belong to Widget.
So, Colourful Semantics operates by using a specific colour for each part of a sentence. So, for who, we have orange. For doing what, we have yellow. For what, we have green. And then there's also location, where, which is red. Or this is the subject, the verb, the object, and preposition. So you will need to have a look on our website and then cut out and laminate all of the resources. So here we have a sentence strip. We have the pictures, and these are used as visuals to aid the child in trying to put together the sentence. Here we have the subjects, the verbs, the objects, and the locations. I would suggest to begin with, you use a choice of 6 pictures for each, and you can always take a few down if the child is finding it a bit difficult and reduce the choice. So once all of this is cut out and you have your sentence strip, what you need to do then is you need to start to get the child to put some sentences together. So what you do is you will show the child a picture. So here we've got a picture of a cat running. So what you would do to begin with is you would say, the action in the picture. So the cat is running. And then you would go through each of these one by one and get the child to pick out the appropriate picture. So you would say, the cat, can you find the cat? And hopefully they would pick this one out. And then you would ask them to match the corresponding colour on the sentence strip. The cat, and then is running. Yellow, can they match it to the yellow on here? Then you would encourage the child to say the sentence back. The cat is running. So this is at SV level, subject verb. So there are two parts to this sentence here. What I would suggest is that if the child is finding it quite difficult, you can step it down. So to step it down, as I've mentioned, what you can do is you can take away some pictures. So maybe you can give them a choice of 4. Or if they're still finding it difficult, step it down again. Maybe you could give them a choice of 3. And then still ask them to try and find the appropriate picture. Or you can point to the picture, see if they can show joint attention, which is what we call if the child can follow your finger and see what you're pointing to. And if they can pick out the appropriate picture. Or another thing is you can model the sentence again to them, say it again, repeat it. Or another one is you can use a toy. So what here you could do is you could use this toy. It's a bit more of a sort of practical example of what we're trying to get, and obviously the child can touch and feel it as well. So here we've got a teddy, and you could make the teddy do an action like dance, and then you would say the teddy is dancing, and then hopefully the child will be able to pick out teddy and is dancing. You can be creative here. You can use lots of different toys. I mean, I've used a teddy here, but you could use a doll, or maybe you could use like a little boy figurine or a little girl figurine, or maybe you could find a little cat or a little dog toy, whatever you like. Let me explain another way to help the child with prompting, another strategy. So if the child is finding it difficult to pick the correct card once you've said the sentence, you can use various different W questions. So you can say, for example, here we've got a man washing a dog. You could say, who is washing the dog? And hopefully the child will then be able to pick out the correct card. And then for doing what, the verb, you could say, what is the man doing to the dog? And for object, you could say, what is the man washing? Or who is the man washing? So there are two parts there to this bit. This is the sort of basic sentence you want them to create. If they're finding this, if they're getting this consistently with no difficulties when you're showing them several different pictures, what I would suggest then is for you to try VO, verb object. So for example here, we've got a man washing a dog. We'd say, is washing the dog. So you would match here. So again, there are two parts to this. If the child is getting this consistently, then step it up by doing 3 parts. So SVO. So that's subject, verb, and object. So subject, verb, object. So we'll use this picture again. The man is washing the dog. I'm not going to show you again because it's a standard procedure. Here again is what we've done before. It's very self-explanatory. You obviously just increase in complexity as you make the sentence longer. What you can do to make it even more difficult is you can put in location. So the location are the red ones that I showed. So here, they're washing in the garden. So you would ask the child to pick this one here once they've correctly got SVO in the correct order. If the child is finding this fairly easy, you can make it harder by, first of all, taking these away and then simply saying the sentence. So, for instance, you could say something like, the lady is drinking the water, and then you could ask them to put it together from what you've said, or you could ask them to create their own sentences. It will very much depend on each individual child. Each individual child has their own level that they're at, so just make it as easy and difficult as you see fit, and use what interests them. So like I said, with toys, you could use lots of different things that they might be interested in. Might be interested in dinosaurs. Like a lot of young boys that I work with, they love dinosaurs, so you could use them. There are a variety of different activities you can do here, different games. So here we've turned all of the cards over, and what we would do here is, in the silly sentence game, we would ask the child to pick a card up one by one from each category, and then ask them whether it's a silly sentence or a good sentence. So for example, the child might pick out, the boy is dancing the water. The boy is dancing the water. Is that silly or is that good? And then hopefully the child will say, that sounds silly to me. So the point here is to get the child to understand what is a normal, usual sentence, and then what is a sort of odd, unusual sentence, a silly sentence. And if they are consistently getting there, you can take the sentence strip away, and then you can ask them to do it without the sentence strip. So can they again pick one out one by one, and can they understand whether it's a good or a silly sentence? You can also add in here where to make it difficult. Another idea what you could do with a game is you could pick out two here. So here we've got the subject and object, and you could then try and get the child to figure out what the verb might be. So the dog is what in the sand? What could the dog be doing in the sand? That's another activity you could do to make it harder. To sum up, what I would recommend is keep it at the level that you feel is appropriate for your child. Make it easier using prompts and repeating it back to the child where you can, and also using toys. And to make it harder, you can take away the pictures, as I've mentioned, these pictures, and you can get the child to make their own sentences up. Thanks for watching this video. We really hope that you found it useful and helpful. We will be producing more videos like this so that you can help your child further with their speech and language. If you would like to look at the Colourful Semantics resource, I'll put a link below. It's completely free to download. Please do check our website out, www.speeches.co.uk. And please do subscribe below if you want to see more videos like this. Hope to see you again soon. Thanks.